cases of cheating and that action has already been taken against errant exam centres. Ogamba has further dismissed claims that the government has reviewed the school fees guidelines.
These incidents primarily involve the misuse of electronic devices, unauthorized materials, early exposure, and impersonation. In every instance, decisive action has been taken, which include replacement of center managers, supervisors, and invigilators, arrest and prosecution of over 22 individuals by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, seizure of mobile phones and photocopied materials, and deployment of NEC officers for direct oversight.
Elsewhere, authorities in Laikipia County have established a multi-agency forum to tackle the rising insecurity incidents ahead of the festive season. The committee, comprising of community members, security officials and business stakeholders, aim to curb increasing cases of crime. Officials noted that crime rates often spike during the holidays. The forum is designed to promote security across the county through coordinated efforts. Parents have been urged to remain vigilant and protect their children from criminal activities during this period.
The issue is to ensure that we have sustained peace and security within Laikipia, and that's why we have formed this forum, so that we heed the call of the Cabinet Secretary as a follow-up to the gains that were realized during the Jukwaa la Usalama Mashinani Forum.
Kila mtu awe free, hakuna shida yote itaingia, security yetu itakuwa sawa, na tumehakikishia kila mtu na Nyuki Town ama Laikipia County ndio itakuwa number 1 upande wa security.
First tumetoka mkutano ya security na we are happy zile steps ambazo zimefanyika. We are happy that kuna uhaba wa bangi, kuna uhaba wa madawa za kulevya, kuna uhaba wa vitu mingi sana. But pia kuna other areas ambazo security wanafaa waangalie, na we are hoping wataendelea kuangalia so that hii festive season ambayo inakuja kila mtu akuwe safe, sisi wenyewe, wazazi wetu na pia watoto wetu.
Unakuta ya kwamba drug and substance abuse ziko juu, and as a result unakuta ya kwamba kwa sababu wazazi hawajazoeana sana na watoto kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni, vita zitaenda juu, na kwa hivyo ningehimiza watu wachunge watoto.
Also, Kenya National Private Security Workers Union has signed a collective bargaining agreement with the G4S in a bold move aimed at ensuring that security officers receive the minimum wage as envisaged in the law. Speaking in Nairobi County during the signing of the contract, the Union Secretary General Isaac Andambwa said the agreement marks a major milestone in safeguarding workers' rights and addressing the plight, saying the initiative will extend to all licensed security firms across the country. He, at the same time, urged compliance and licensed firms to adhere to minimum wage regulations, emphasizing that fair remuneration is crucial in enhancing professionalism in the private security industry.
G4S is a set pesa not only in Kenya but in global family. We are going to collaborate with him to make sure that the minimum wage by the government has been complied with by all licensed private security companies. The problem with an enforcement of the government gazetted minimum wages, it affects those ones who are complying, like G4S, Cadworld, Wells Fargo, among others.
We encourage other employers to ensure that they comply with minimum wage and all other aspects of the law, to ensure that employees receive what is rightfully due to them. And the government also receives what is rightfully due to the government, both in the form of PAYE taxes as well as corporation and other taxes paid for by the employer.
Now, the family of the principal of Munyuki Mixed Secondary School in Lugari, Kakamega County is in distress following the principal's mysterious disappearance. Simon Shangem Isiaho is said to have left home for school on Monday morning but never arrived at the school. His wife, Salome Mukuna, says she learned his vehicle had been found abandoned close to Lumukanda bus terminus along the Eldoret-Webuye highway after being involved in a minor accident. His family has searched hospitals and mortuaries without success as police launch investigations into the incident.
Nikapata gari iligongana na truck na kuulizia, nikaambiwa kwamba wakati gari iligongana na truck hiyo gari iliharibika, so kuna mtu alikuja kusaidia mwalimu kutoka ndani. Mwalimu hajapatikana na bado tunamtafuta kwa mahospitali na hajapatikana huko. Naomba kama kuna mtu ana any information kuhusu huyo principal wa Munyuki, anaweza kupiga simu kwa Lumakanda Police Station.
Wasaidiana na familia yake. DCIO pia Lugari amechukua jukumu ya kutafuta through ile simu yake, kawaje ilikuwa imesimwa. So far tunazidi kutafuta mahali yuko.
And on that note, we're taking a short commercial break. Don't go too far. We still have more for you, especially when it comes to investigative matters. A report that has just been shared from the EACC offices will be telling you about that. So don't go too far.
Take this opportunity to welcome all Kenyans and our international visitors to the third edition of the Ma Cultural Week celebration that happens annually. This year's motto is promoting Ma cultural expressions for socio-economic development, and the venue is slated for Amboseli National Park in Kajiado County. And it is an all-system go. All the preparations are on course. This is supported by our county governments and the national government as well. And we'll be hosting, the president will be attending the occasion. So we welcome you, Kenyans and our international visitors to Amboseli to celebrate with us the iconic Ma culture.
This year, we're going to celebrate our Ma culture in Kajiado at Amboseli National Reserve, promoting Ma cultural expression for socio-economic development.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
Kijo Ma Sintai Orkeretilang. Karibuni poke.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
The Far East, the Middle East, the West, and even the African continent, all are welcome. Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orkeretilang.
The bottom-up economic transformation agenda is not just a plan on paper.
Manifesto tulioandika na tukauzia Wakenya na wakatupigia kura, sio gazeti ya kufunga nyama.
It is happening on the ground across Kenya.
Enda subabogi Moriega Jodhurwa untie Mugani Pamjambo.
In agriculture,
Turkana
wameamkia mambo ya ukulima sasa.
On our roads.
Lami black anaingia hapa anagausha hapa. Wacha bana.
In health.
All our patients are in SHA 100%.
In housing.
Kutoa watu kutoka nyumba za mabati kuleta nyumba kama hii ya ghorofa ni kitu ya mzuri sana.
In our markets.
Umetukumbuka sisi mama mboga. Shida zetu umezitatua.
And so much more.
It's a good thing the government inakuja mashinani na this is all what we have been requesting.
This is transformation. This is impact. This is delivering the plan. Every Friday on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, various stakeholders are now advocating for a stronger collaboration between African countries and China in a bid to advance green agriculture as a pathway to sustainable growth and food security in the continent. According to the Director of Africa Center for Study of China, Dr. Mutinda Mutisia, the partnership will help the continent to transition to climate resilient and low carbon food system to boost productivity and conserve the environment. The stakeholders spoke during a symposium dubbed China's New Development, Africa's New Opportunities, that are sought to address emerging issues affecting the continent. Key among them, green innovation, youth-driven technology, and the role of media in advancing sustainable growth in Africa.
Also acknowledge a central challenge, how to feed a growing population sustainably amidst climate variability and environmental stresses. Herein lies our shared opportunity to use green innovation in agriculture as a catalyst for inclusive growth and ecological resilience.
The China-Africa relationship embodies not only a new logic of development, but it is one that has mutual respect, equality, and has a shared progress.
The challenge before us is to harness the youthful energy to build a future defined by connectivity, sustainability, and shared purpose.
The National Alcohol and Drug Administration Authority has appealed to the religious leaders to take an active role in addressing alcohol and drug abuse in Nandi County. During a sensitization session in Kapsabet, Nakada Board Chairman Bishop Stephen Mairuri said religious institutions play a crucial role in shaping community values and supporting families grappling with alcohol addiction. Bishop Mairuri said religious play a key role in motivating individuals battling addiction to seek rehabilitation services.
Nakada has come with a program that would take rehabilitation to the communities. And so we will be working with the clergy on how we can do that so that those who are just beginning to use alcohol or drugs can be assisted at an earlier stage, so that they don't have to wait to go to the rehabilitation centers.
A group of internally displaced persons from the 2007-2008 post-election violence are seeking justice over what they term as an equal government compensation scheme. The Nyanza Western IDP's caucus has filed a petition at the Kisumu High Court claiming they were discriminated against during the Rudi Nyumbani resettlement program. Through their lawyer, Moses Ombayo, the group argues that under the Rudi Nyumbani initiative, IDPs in Nyanza and Western regions received only 10,000 shillings each, while victims in other parts of the country allegedly received up to 400,000 shillings. The case mentioned before Justice Joy Omido will return to court on January 29, 2026, as the petitioners seek equal compensation.
Providing affordable habits, the state to find out how within 30 days. And the students to avail of physical improvement of habits. And the matter regulation on the 29th of January is convenient, on which date then once I have all the documents, I'll give directions, come to the decisions of that application.
Cultural norms and lack of economic empowerment for women have been identified as a major causes of gender-based violence in Lamu County. Stakeholders say despite ongoing campaigns and government intervention efforts, the outdated traditions continue to fuel abuse in the region. Speaking during a stakeholders forum held to review progress in combating GBV and child abuse, participants expressed concerns that many victims, particularly women, remain trapped in abusive relationship due to financial dependency.
Sisi kama citizen wa kawaida tumepata ufahamu na tuafurahia na tunaona kuna uwazi kiasi fulani na tutarajia kuna mwangaza zaidi. Tatizo lipo, haliwezi kumalizika na lakini tuweze kulipunguza kiasi kikubwa na kuhakikisha kwamba wale ambao wana dhamira kama hii ole wao kwa wakati kama huu. Na tumeona matunda yamezaliwa, watu kuna tofauti kubwa sana kinyume na zamani.
Mwito wangu kwa jamii ni kwamba we are not supposed to be afraid or have masla ama we call them kangaroo settlements between ourselves. Once we have these cases, it is good that we report such that we can be able to follow up and also such that this case can actually get its justice. Most of the challenges that we are facing with them not being reported, or others are even reported but end up not going towards the justice system because of masla or kangaroo settlements.
Insurance brokers have been urged to embrace digital innovation and strengthen cybersecurity measures to curb financial crimes and help Kenya exit the Financial Action Task Force grey list. Speaking during the conference, Senior Counsel Mohamed Nyaoga said over 70% of insurers in Kenya now use digital platforms such as mobile apps and online portals to serve clients. He noted that the artificial intelligence and machine learning are providing fraud detection and risk assessment in the industry.
In Kenya today, over 70% of insurers are accessible through mobile apps, portals, and chatbots. Customers can therefore buy policies, submit and track claims, and obtain personalized customer care support from the convenience of their homes without having to visit an insurer's branch.
There was a list that was released the other day, and a number of countries moved out of the grey list. So in East Africa, we could be the only ones on that grey list. And I don't know, Kenya being on the tail on some of these things, I don't know how many of you get embarrassed on behalf of the country.
Now, proprietors of small medium enterprises in Kenya have been urged to embrace peer-to-peer engagement that can help build their businesses. Speaking at the Changamka Festival, the director of Harriet Botanicals and the Kenya Association of Manufacturers Small Medium Enterprise Hub Chair Harry Chebet hailed the forum, noting that it has offered a platform that allows the business owners, manufacturers connect with with consumers and improve their output.
First things first is to understand the businesses, the SMEs, and what challenges they're facing. Second thing is to go out to their businesses and meet with them, and then actually understand where they're at and where they think we can plug in as industry, and then pass the message on to the relevant stakeholders. So this is an incredible time for us here to meet together, to network and talk about our gains and anything else we think can be done to improve the business environment for SMEs.
Stakeholders in the construction sector have lauded the decision by the government to heavily invest in the housing sector with the aim of addressing the housing gap in the country. Speaking during a construction industry exhibition in Nairobi, DMG Events Senior Vice President Josine Haijamins argues that the private sector to partner with the government in turning the housing agenda into a reality and in meeting with the country's infrastructural needs. The exhibition has attracted more than 150 exhibitors from over 20 countries, showcasing new technologies aimed at boosting the quality and speed of the construction while cutting costs.
Of course, what we're really trying to achieve also with this event, to align closely with Kenya's development goals as part of Vision 2030. There's a massive need for affordable housing. I know the government is also heavily investing in infrastructure development as well. So this event allows stakeholders to really come and explore solutions that benefit kind of this journey, whether it's kind of new technologies, digital construction solutions, sustainable solutions, modular construction, prefabrication. All of this you can find on the show floor.
Opportunities that are there from this event is basically the know-how, and now the government having brought about this one. We need more of this. We need more of this because development is happening rapidly.
Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi has condemned the demolition of a newly constructed ECDE centre in Mangu Gatundu North, allegedly by a local MP on Thursday. The governor decried the demolition of St. Francis ECDE centre, terming it unfortunate that public resources invested in the project have been wasted through a reckless action of the Gatundu North MP's office. Wamatangi noted that there was no justifiable reason to demolish the facility under the pretext of constructing another public project, urging leaders to embrace a consultation and pursue amicable solutions for the benefit of the people.
I condemn that action completely. And I say that is no way to run any government, that any elected member of parliament or any elected person would think that after public resources have been utilized to build a public institution, that the next best thing is to send people at night kuvunja hiyo institutions.
Tutaambia mwenye alifanya hivyo. God, today our main prayer for that ECD is God crush our enemies. We cannot be moving forward and some people are taking us 100 miles backward.
Hatujaiona, it has never been heard ya kwamba institution ya serikali inabomolewa ndio mjenge institution nyingine ya serikali ukiharibia watoto maisha yao.
And now on the political front, the Orange Democratic Movement ODM wants security agencies in Homa Bay County to apprehend individuals allegedly linked to an aspirant in the Kasipul constituency by-election, claiming that he violently disrupted a peaceful meeting by the ODM candidate Boyd Were. The party also wants the IEBC to ensure there is a level playing field for all candidates. Meanwhile, a coalition of Kenya's small but influential political parties has forged a united front declaring war on what they call a coordinated state effort to cripple and deregister them.
In a statement by ODM that does not single out the candidate in question, the party says the goons destroyed property and endangered the safety of residents. The party alleges that the same candidate disrupted a women empowerment program recently and are now calling for action from authorities and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. This even as youth allied to the party in Kakamega rallied youth to enlist as voters ahead of the general elections.
We urge all young people to come out in large numbers and register as voters. We also call upon IEBC to make the process more accessible and more user-friendly, especially for young people eager to participate in shaping Kenya's future through the ballot.
Hatutakubali huyo mchezo wa kubeba vijana wengine, kuwatumia, kuwabaia pombe ama kuwapatia shilingi 200 waende wadunishe vijana wengine.
Wale viongozi tuliochagua tufanyie wananchi kazi. Ifikapo wakati wa siasa, kila mmoja ataonyesha mwananchi alichofanya ndiposa achaguliwe mara ya pili.
In Naivasha, a section of political parties have accused the Office of a Registrar of Political Parties of using flimsy pretexts to target non-parliamentary parties while starving them of public funds.
For the parties that are marginalized, that are not funded, and that because of that, we are still left weak and vulnerable. We as parties, we resolve to work together, to hold each other's hand and make sure that this country will continue having free and fair elections.
The parties that spoke after the political parties' liaison committee elections elected the National Liberal Party leader Augustus Muli as their new spokesman, with Muli firing at government, accusing it of stifling multi-party democracy.
We need all the voices to be heard. And we want to commit ourselves today to confirm that our commitment for multi-party democracy is still alive. We will come together as political parties. We will stand and hold each other's hand, especially as we prepare for 2027 elections.
Today we have declared Dr. Augustus Muli as the chairman of the opposition of political parties LASSOM committee.
Kwa kuungana kwetu venye tumeungana leo, tuna hope, tuna tumaini na tunajua kila chama sana sana hawa emerging watalindwa na watasimama pamoja.
John Jacob Curia, The Lunchtime News.
Now, the government is constructing a 600 million shilling solar power plant at the Baricho Waterworks in Kilifi County to reduce the high cost of pumping water currently operating between 60 million and 70 million shilling per month. Water and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Engineer Eric Muga confirmed that the contractor had commenced work at the site, and once completed, it will subsidize the cost of electricity and end the frequent power interruptions. Muga noted that the high electricity bills incurred by the Coast Waterworks Development Agency were being borne by the Kilifi and Mombasa County governments through their respective water companies, which he noted were struggling to collect debts from water consumers. The CS noted that even at the full capacity of 90 million litres per day, the Baricho water supply cannot effectively meet the demand for water in Kilifi County alone, which now stands at 110 million litres per day.
That meter cubic. Hiyo ni 90 million liters kwa siku. Lakini kwa sasa inatoa 80 million liters kwa siku. Kwa sababu kuna borehole moja, borehole number 1, na kuna nyingine pia ambayo inakuanga standby. Unajua sio zote zinakuanga active every day. Ambazo ziko out of commission, zinahitaji what we call borehole cleaning, ambacho ni kitu cha kawaida katika maintenance and operations. Ile borehole moja inatoa takriban 10,000 meter cubic. Ama 10,000 liters kwa siku.
Mimi kama gavana naweka miundo misingi. Nafikiri imeonekana sehemu nyingi. Miundo misingi tunaweka maji, matanki na kila kitu. Lakini nimerudia kila mara kwamba sisi kupeleka maji mashinani lazima tuyapate kutoka wapi? Na supply na Coast Water kutoka Baricho. Na vile vitongoji wengine ni ile ya kutoka Taita na Mzima. Kwa hivyo siku kama hatuna maji, hakuna cha kupeana kwa wananchi.
The national government has moved in to address the ongoing water supply crisis affecting Kilifi and Mombasa counties after an outcry from residents and tourism investors. A team of ministry officials led by the Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Eric Muga, visited the county, where they discovered that 3 major water pumps have broken down. The intervention comes at a time when Kilifi County has been facing an acute water shortage, when Kilifi, Mariakani Water and Sewerage Company and its sister organization, the Malindi Water Sewerage Company, are struggling to meet the supply demands.
Ambayo yanahitajika katika Kilifi County na Mombasa County ni zaidi ya yale ambayo yanatolewa hapa. Ile rationing imekuwa to come up na a proper program ya kuhakikisha that is predictable, ya kuhakikisha kwamba tukisema mahali fulani kutakuwa na maji siku fulani, na munielewe vizuri, kwa sababu ya hiyo ni kwamba Kilifi tunahitaji zaidi ya 110 million liters kwa siku. The source hapa Baricho tunapata 80. Sasa hiyo bao lingine ikiingia itakuwa 90 million liters kwa siku, na hayo maji yanakuwa shared between Kilifi na wapi? Na Mombasa.
Najua kumekuwa na kelele nyingi sana za maji hii wiki iliyopita, na mara nyingi nimesimama nikisema mimi kama gavana naweka miundo misingi. Nafikiri imeonekana sehemu nyingi. Miundo misingi tunaweka maji, matanki na kila kitu. Lakini nimerudia kila mara kwamba sisi kupeleka maji mashinani lazima tuyapate kutoka wapi? Na supply na Coast Water kutoka Baricho.
Now, preparations for the hotly contested Kitengela Bodaboda Riders elections. The elections slated for the 12th of this month have attracted 9 contestants for the chairman position as anxiety rocks the preparation owing to the chaotic scenes witnessed during the such elections. According to the committee overseeing the slated election, more measures have been put in place to facilitate an orderly, free and fair elections.
Kwa hiyo uchaguzi ya awali, vurugu huwa inatokezea. Tumekuwa na changamoto sana kuhusu vurugu, na inatokezea kwa watu wa ukosefu wa nidhamu, na hasa sana tena huwa tunakuwa na insecurity. Haya, inapatikana security ni wachache kwa hawa na bodaboda wote, lakini kwa saa hii mpango yenye tuko nayo, tumepanga tuko na security ya kutosha, na kwa wale wenye maybe wanachipanga kuja kufuruka uchaguzi wa hii mwaka, I think hawana ruhusa ama hawatakuwa na nafasi ya kufuruka uchaguzi.
This time tumejaribu sana cause last time tulifanya uchaguzi tukiwa watu wachache sana, bodi yangu haikuwa imejaa, tulikuwa watu 5 na tuliona mambo mingi ilifanyika vibaya. Kuna watu walitaka kuleta vurugu, security tulikuwa na kidogo sana, lakini kulingana na venye tumejipanga raundi hii, naona uchaguzi itakuwa free and fair.
And now to a developing story here. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has filed a suit at the High Court seeking to recover more than 813 million shillings from Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi and 13 others of alleged corruption and conflict of interest linked to road construction contracts. In a statement, the EACC said the case filed on October 31st, 2025 follows extensive investigations into the claims that Governor used the position as the chairperson of the Senate Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing to influence the irregular award of multi-million shilling tenders to Kenham, Kura and Kera to companies associated with him. Now, the alleged offences occurred between 2018-2019 and 2021-2022 financial years. According to EACC, the governor and his associates engaged in fraudulent practices by submitting forged or falsified bid documents and forcibly demonstrating technical capacity to secure public contracts.
What they have to say, but let's talk on the
And on that note, we're taking another short breather. When we come back, we'll be telling you the latest in the world of business and sports.
Take this opportunity to welcome all Kenyans and our international visitors to the 3rd edition of the Ma Cultural Week celebration that happens annually. This year's motto is promoting Ma cultural expressions for socio-economic development, and the venue is slated for Amboseli National Park in Kajiado County. And it is an all-system go. All the preparations are on course. This is supported by our county governments and the national government as well. And we'll be hosting, the president will be attending the occasion. So we welcome you, Kenyans and our international visitors to Amboseli to celebrate with us the iconic Ma culture.
This year, we're going to celebrate our Ma culture in Kajiado at Amboseli National Reserve, promoting Ma cultural expression for socio-economic development.
Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
Kijo Ma Sintai Orgeretilang. Karibuni bote.
Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
The Far East, the Middle East, the West, and even the African continent, all are welcome. Ma Sintai Orgeretilang. Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
Ma Sintai Orgeretilang.
True love never fails. It never dies. It only fights harder.
Rebecca, just one chance. Give me one chance and I promise you this is going to work out.
Color of Passion, where love, family, and destiny collide.
Didn't I tell you to shut up?
We rewind, retake all the moments, and begin from the top.
I don't care, but for me, that's not right.
From the heart of Mexico comes the story where love burns brighter than the morning sun and jealousy hides behind every smile.
It seems that you're madly in love with him, or maybe you're just desperate to get married. That's why you grabbed someone you barely know.
Passion becomes both a blessing and a curse.
I demand you to tell me the kind of relationship that you have with Marcelo.
We start all over again, from the top.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now here's the latest in the world of business. The government plans to train over 100,000 public officers in digital and artificial intelligence skills this year to build an innovation-driven and tech-enabled public service. Speaking during the opening of a sensitization session on the digital and AI skill program for more than 100 public communication officers from ministries, departments and agencies, Broadcasting and Telecommunication Principal Secretary Stephen Isaboke said public communication officers must acquire digital and AI skills to remain effective in a rapidly challenging information landscape. Isaboke added that the initiative, supported by UNDP and Microsoft, will equip government communicators with the tools needed to deliver data-driven and citizen-centered services in the digital age.
Competent public service, one capable of harnessing technology to enhance governance, improve service delivery, and strengthen citizen engagement. Digital and AI skilling is therefore not just an afterthought. It is a necessity for Kenya to remain competitive in the global economy. As I said, globally, the world is going digital. And while the rest of Africa may still think brick and mortar, agriculture, all these things, land, the world has actually moved on. And Kenya has always been a pioneer in many of these things. Kenya leads Africa and the rest follow.
The citizenry is all online. Everything is online. So how then are we able to capacitate?
Now, Kenya is banking on the growing demand from Gulf nations to expand its meat exports, which have risen by 39% in the last 1 year. The country is now seeking to deepen market access to the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar and Kuwait, while exploring new opportunities in Asia to sustain this growth.
According to the African Union Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, Kenya's meat exports grew from 11.5 billion shillings in 2022 to 18.7 billion shillings in 2024, supported by increased regional and international demand. Experts say there is a need to modernize slaughterhouses, noting that only 7 of the country's 1,000 facilities currently meet global export standards.
Look at the deficit that we have.
Some statistics say nearly 250,000 to about 300,000. This means that we have to do more. The market requires more. So our production system has to be enhanced. Our marketing, our processing also has to grow as much as we export. We are exporting, but also we need to be able to meet the local. So from beef, goat and sheep, and poultry, these are the ones that really represent.
With the government rolling out new regulations to enhance production, ensure meat quality and open consistent markets, Kenya's livestock production is set for record highs.
The main mandate for this new state corporation is to make sure that the figures I mentioned of the 22 million cattle, the 58 sheep and goats, are produced the right way so that we get the right quality animals getting to the market. They are delivered to the market in the right consistencies and the right quantities.
Calls were also mooted to strengthen animal health systems and adopt proper weight tracking to access high-value markets such as the European Union.
Regulations are not bad if people could just come to the table, give their input, and then we look at what it is that is affecting farmers. Is it the issue of cost? Is this the issue of access? And even at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, the kind of medication we're getting for animals, is it actually working? Because you're having issues where disease prevention is becoming tricky because of counterfeits or lack of proper medication being sold in our agrovets.
Elsewhere, Nyandarua County Government has rolled out a countrywide drive to promote coffee farming as part of a broader strategy to diversify Nyandarua's agricultural base and boost farmers' incomes. Governor Kiari Badilisha says the county will move as aimed at equipping farmers with the tools required to reduce its dependence on potatoes and invest in high-value crops such as coffee, apples, avocados and pyrethrum to achieve sustainable agricultural growth and attract agribusiness investment.
Tutalaunch upandaji wa kahawa katika wodi 7 na Githioro hii ni ya kwanza. Kwa hivyo usiwe na wasiwasi, ulikuwa na shida labda hii kahawa utakuwa unapeleka wapi, ikiiva utafanya nini? Sasa serikali iko ndani kukushika mkono mpaka tuone wale ambao wako tayari kupanda kahawa hata wao wameboresha maisha yao.
Sema sisi kama kaunti assembly tutaweza kusupport hii initiative ambayo itaweza kubadilisha mapato ya watu wetu bila kutegemea tu viazi na boga na vitu zingine. Ikuwe ya kwamba sasa tunaweza kuwa na ukulima wa mmea ingine kama hii ya kahawa ambayo imekuwa ikifanya vyema hapa.
Mwito wangu ni kwa wakulima wenzangu, nitujaribu kupanda kahawa ikiwezekana na itawezekana. Sababu mchanga iko, mashamba iko, tukisaidiwa na gavana wetu Bwana Badilisha akitushika mkono sisi wakulima na wale wako hapa wakulima hawa.
And now let's play. Bidco United will be out to claim maximum points against Tusker FC this afternoon at Kasarani Stadium as they continue their push for the top spot in the FKF Premier League. Bidco currently sit 5th on the log with 11 points, while Tusker trail them by 2 points in 7th place. A win for the Brewers could see them climb up to 3rd in the standings. Tusker head coach Charles Okeria says he expects a tough and a tightly contested encounter when the two sides face off later today. Under the patronage of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdiaziz Al Saud, all eyes are turned to Riyadh tonight for the grand opening of the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games at spectacular events that brings together the spirits of sportsmanship and unity among the Islamic world. The opening ceremony and the Islamic Games will be beamed live on KBC Channel 1.
It's been 20 years since Saudi Arabia first hosted the inaugural edition of these games in Makkah, and now the kingdom once again welcomes athletes from 57 Islamic nations, reaffirming its leadership in promoting solidarity and cooperation through sport. The Minister of Sports, Prince Abdiaziz bin Turki bin Faisal, who also serves as president of the Saudi Olympic and Paralympic Committee, said the royal patronage underscores the kingdom's commitment to strengthening bonds among member states of the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation. Over 3,000 athletes will compete in more than 22 sports, from athletics to team events, and celebrating shared values of friendship and fair play.
Benito, Jose Benito, يتقدم Benito ينفذ goal.
Among the participants, Kazakhstan is sending one of the largest delegations, ranked 10th in size, as countries gather under one banner of brotherhood and sportsmanship. The opening ceremony and Islamic Games will be beamed live on KBC Channel 1.
Strengthened their position in the Europa League after they edged past Maccabi Tel Aviv with a 2-0 victory last night at the Villa Park Stadium. Ian Mastin gave Aston Villa a first-half goal. Now, this weekend is a super weekend in the English Premier League as Tottenham are set to face off Manchester United and on the early kickoff of tomorrow. And of course, on Sunday, it will be Manchester City against Liverpool. The mighty Gunners are expected to play also Sunderland tomorrow, that is. But the bigger game will be Man City versus Liverpool on Sunday. Great games to watch out in the English Premier League. That marks the end of our bulletin. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Caroline Joroge. Good afternoon for now.
Wiki hii kwenye mkulima tunaangazia kilimo cha French beans, kisha upanzi wa vitunguu na mboga.
Utamu wa kila kitu ni wakati wa mavuno, na ndiposa tunasema wakati tunapovuna, tunavuna chakula tunaiuza Europa, tunapelekea wazungu kule, na ile tutaikula hapa loko tuikule. Utamu wake zaidi kitoka shambani ifike kwenye factory na iweze kwenda ng'ambo, basi pesa zetu tunaziweka mfukoni.
Tazama Mkulima kila Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa mseto kamili wa kilimo.
Who is calling my name? Oh, Jesus is calling my name. Oh,
I am not a money. The only time you should be dating objectively is when you are thinking of getting married. So young people need to look beyond mtu yako na job gani, anaendesha moti yake ni gani, huyo msee ako na ganzi ngapi, huyo msee udungaje, utajuaje ni yeye.
Sasa najua nasemanga it was easy for Adam bila toa demo.
Wako kwa mademo wengi. Just because they are in church does not mean they are in Christ.
El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. Ukona kile minadai.
This Saturday, November 8th, from 6:30 a.m. to 12 noon at Emara Ole Serene Hotel, Kenya, witnesses the official launch of the Eludo Wala Foundation and unveiling of its visionary strategic plan. From supporting bright and needy students to uplifting women through circles. From nurturing youth talent in sports to expanding access to health and sustainable livelihoods, the foundation is igniting hope and possibility across Kenya. The chief guest will be EU Ambassador to Kenya, Her Excellency Henriette Giga, joined by Zambia's ICT Minister Felix Mutati and other national leaders. Together, let's shape a tomorrow where every life matters.
There is a global waste crisis, but the good news is it's never too late to take action. We as individuals can make choices in our everyday lives that make a difference, and we can start right now. Welcome to a new edition of Echo Africa. I'm Malama Mukonde in Lusaka, Zambia, and over in Lagos, Nigeria is my co-host, Chris Hewlands.
Thank you, Malama, and hello everyone from me too. Let's have a look at what's coming up. Why Ghana needs organic alternatives to plastic packaging. Are Kenya's social media influencers raising awareness of fashion industry pollution? How to stop garbage spoiling the beauty of the Scottish Islands. And turning Tunisia's olive oil production waste into wealth. Well, we start the show right here in Lagos. This is where I live, and I do love this city, but it's one of the biggest in the world, and of course, one of the most polluted as well. As you can see, there is heavy traffic here, but that's only one of the reasons why air quality is bad. Another is poor waste management. So what can be done to improve the situation? Well, it starts with getting up early in the morning.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning in Lagos. These early birds are about to run a marathon. They're part of a movement called Urban Better Citizens, which is active in a number of African cities. It integrates physical activity and citizen science, promoting youth participation in its push for more sustainable and healthier urban environments.
We'll be going out with this mobile air quality sensor and